Welcome to Sec 4 AHS Math Prelim paper. Over here, we're going to do question number 1, which is involving equations of sets. So basically, we need to solve equations involving sets. So over here, generally speaking, when you do this type of question, whenever you see this square root over here, right, the first thing is to square it so that you can get rid of the square root. Because let's say if we have square root x, right, we take the square, it becomes x. So you get rid of the square root, it's easier to solve. So over here, we aim to square both sides, but before we do that, right, the first thing that you must always remember is to ask yourself, if I were to take the square on both sides like this, right, now this expressions over here, if I square it, is going to be very complicated. So before you square both sides of the equation, you must always ask yourself whether you can shift the terms around. So over here, in that case, I'm going to shift this from the left hand side to the right hand side. So this becomes x plus 1 equals to minus square root 5 minus x. So then now I square both sides. Okay. And then in that case, this will be minus square root 5 minus x bracket square. So here will be x squared plus 2x plus 1. And since I square the right hand side, this becomes 5 minus x. Now let's bring the right hand side over to the left hand side. We're going to group all the terms to one side, leaving the other side, which is the right hand side in this case, to be 0. So this will be x squared plus 3x minus 4 equals to 0. Factorizing this, we get x plus 4, x minus 1 equals to 0. Solving, we get the x equals to minus 4 or x equals to 1. Okay, so over here we have to reject 1. Okay, 1 has to be rejected. Now the reason is because if I were to substitute x equals to 1, right, remember to always substitute your answers back into the original equation. Okay, so if I substitute x equals to 1 back into the original equation, I can see that there will be 1 plus 1 plus square root 5 minus 1. Now in that case, this will be equals to 2 plus square root 4, which is equals to 2 plus 2, which is not equals to 0. That's why we reject x equals to 1. Now for x equals to minus 4, this is okay, because in that case, it will be minus 4 plus 1 plus square root 5 minus 4. And then we get that is minus 3 plus square root of 9. In that case, it's minus 3 plus 3, and that gives me 0. So then this answer is good to go, and we are done with this question.